Right, so we are set. We are set, so let's go. All right, so this is Binance. So first of all, let's start with how to set up a spot trade, okay? How to set up a spot trade. When a signal is given or you want to set up your own, you've come up with your own trade signal that you've generated if you're good at technicals, and you want to set up your spot trade. So there are two ways to go about it. You can either come to markets, search for the coin that you want to trade, okay? You come to market and search for the coin you want to trade. So assuming someone should give me a coin. Give me a name of any coin that you like us to use for the demonstration. Just put in the chat box. The first one that comes, that's what I'll use. Just give us the name of any coin you want us to use to trade. Quickly, someone should just type something other. It's like you're in the spirit. That was what I had in mind. So it's already there in my favorites, but it's already there in my favorites. But to help you with the search, at the top, when you open your Binance app on your phone, at the top, and you go to markets, at the top, you see search coin pairs. Now, what we need to understand is that the coins are traded in pairs. So when we say in pairs, it means that it's like you are going to the market to buy tomatoes. Okay. In exchange for the tomatoes, you have to give something to the tomato seller, which is money. So the trading pair for your tomatoes is what? If it's in Ghana, so it's tomato Ghana cedi trading pair. Okay, so every coin is traded in pairs. And most of the time, they trade against the big, what would I say? The big coins, okay, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and the stable coins like USDT, USDC, okay? Excuse me. So usually those are what the coins are traded against. So when you are searching for your trading pair, make sure that you search for the right trading pair. So it's ADA. So to just explain the trading pairs, when we type ADA, ADA, you realize that you have ADA stroke USDT. Okay, you have ADA stroke BUSD. Then when you keep coming down, you have ADA stroke TUSD. So these are all trading pairs for ADA or for ADA. So these are all coins that you can trade ADA against. ADA BNB, ADA BTC, ADA Ethereum. So you can use Ethereum, BTC, USDT, TUSD. Any of those ones that you can see there, you can use any of them to buy ADA, and you can sell ADA to any of them. Okay, so that's what the trading pairs are. So for the purpose of today, we are going to use the ADA USDT pair for our demonstration. And I prefer trading in stable currencies because, stable coins, because it's not, once I take my profit, if I take $10 profit and I take it in USDT, which is a stable coin, my profit will stay $10. No matter how much the market dips or rises, that $10 will not change in value. But if I trade and I take my profit in the form of BTC, and the price of BTC should dip, the amount of profit I have had will also dip in dollar value. And I don't want that. So I want that when I take my profit should stay at a stable price. So mostly all my trades I do them against USDT. Whichever one you are comfortable with, you can go with that. So we select ADA. So remember, we are using the market approach. So when you go to market, search for the coin you want. This is how it comes. Okay, so it allows you to read the chart. If you are good at technicals, you can read the chart immediately before you set up your trade. Of course, every trade has an entry and a target point. So if you come, the chart allows you to know, and it also allows you to know what the market structure or what the market trend is, whether the market is likely to go up or is likely to go down. And that enables you to know whether you can, the trade you're even setting up, whether it's wise or not. Okay, especially if you want to do a swing trade or you want to do a short-term trade, your entry point is very important. So that's why whenever you search for a particular coin on market and you open, the first thing you see is the chart so that you can have a clear picture of what the market trend or the market structure of that coin looks like before you go ahead to set up your trade. If you come and it's not favorable for you, then maybe you wait till there's a setup. Right now, like this is on a downtrend, but it has, you can see there's already, it came down, hit a support somewhere around 0.529, went back up, hit almost establishing a double top, and it's coming back down. So this one, you might want to wait it out to see if it will retest the support at the bottom there and bounce back again. So this is not a very clear market, but if it's a short-term trade, definitely you can still go in. But in every trade, always make sure that you have an entry point for yourself, okay? And you have your target limit, you have your target, your profit target, so that when it gets there, you exit the market. If it's long-term, most of the time, you may not really worry about where it is right now. But it's also important because if the price is lower, you will get more of the coin for less money. So all that is important, that you should learn how to read the charts before you want to set up your own trades. At best, while you are learning, you can follow the trade calls that we give. So now when you come to the bottom, so I'm not just going straight to how you set up trade. I'm giving all this background information because I don't know who is here. Some people are here, you are beginners. So we need to give some of this background information for your benefit. The OGs who are here, and you may not need this information, just bear with us for the sake of the new people who are here, so that everybody can learn and get something out of this place. Okay. All right. So let's see. At the bottom, you realize that you have a buy button and you have a sell button. Okay. So those are the ones that allow you to set up your buy order or your sell order. So we'll start with the buy. Whatever you do for the buy, it's almost the same thing for the sell. The only difference is by the end of the day, which button do you click on? Do you click on the sell order? So if you are selling, you click on the sell order. If you are buying, you click on the buy order. Okay. So let's assume that we want to set up a buy order. So we click on the buy button at the bottom there. This is what it opens for us. So automatically, if you are observant, you realize that it has moved to the trade. Just look at the bottom. The yellow is used to activate or to tell you which of the menu items you are currently on. So we started from market, search for other, open the other USDT pair. Then it brought us, when we clicked on the buy button, it brought us to trade. So that's why I'm saying that you can either come to the trade button straightforward, select and search for the coin you want, or you pass through market, search for it, and then come and when you click on the buy or sell button, it will automatically bring you to the trade window. So while we are here, let me just show you how you can use the trade window to search for your tokens. When you go to the top of the screen, you will see that at the top, you have a list of things there. You have a list of things there. You have convert, you have spot, you have margin, you have fiat. Please, I hope you can see this. I hope you are seeing the things I'm mentioning. Can you see the things I'm mentioning?
Yes.
All right. So, and below that you have ADA stroke USDT, which is the trading pair that we are using. So they're telling you that you are trading against USDT. So you are using USDT to buy ADA. If you switch to sell, it will tell you that you are selling ADA. So when you sell ADA, it will be sold into the form of your ADA will be converted into USDT. Okay. Let me mute some people. Someone just came in. Please, when you come in, mute yourself. Mute yourself. If you go out and you come back and mute yourself so they don't distract the meeting. So we are on buy now. So where you have your ADA USDT pair, when you click on it, it opens a list of coins and their trading pairs for you. So you can equally use here to search for any other token that you want to trade. So instead of going through markets and coming, searching for the coin, clicking on the buy button to bring you to trade, you can open the trade button straightforward. And where you have the coin pair showing, when you click on it, you can use it and search for any other token that you want to trade. So those are the two ways to access the trade window and then access the coin that you want to trade. Okay. So now we are here at the trade window. All right, don't worry, when I get to features, I'll explain what's the difference between features and spot is. So now when you are here, this is spot. So spot means that if I have $10 to trade, that's the only money I can trade with. Okay, it's not, I can't trade with more than the money I have in spot. So if I have $10, the maximum I can trade with is $10. If I have $100, the maximum I can trade with is $100. Okay. So in spots, you trade with what you have. You can't get money from anywhere else to trade with more than your desired capital. So $100, $10 is all your money. You can only trade with that. What's the name? $50 is all your money. You can only trade with $50. Features allows you to trade with more money than you have. So when we get there, I'll explain what features really is and what makes it unique. Okay. So now, when you have to set up a trade, there are majorly, let me say, 3 things you do. So the first thing is you want to select your type of trade. And by the type of trade, I mean here, when you are seeing below the buy button, you can see a limit. You can see the written limit there. When you click on the limit, you see different types of trading. Okay, these are different types of ways you can enter the market, or you can access the market, or you can set up a trade. Limit, market, stop limits, and then OCO. Okay, so for the purpose of today, I'll stick to, let me see, the first 3. Yeah, so let me stick to the first 3 for today. So let's start with market. Now, when you are setting up a trade and you use market, what you are saying is that you want your trade to execute at the current available market price. And when you look to the right side of the screen, you can see the price written there, 0.5349. And above it, you have sell orders. The ones in red are sell orders. Those are people who are selling other. And below it are people who are buying other, the green ones. So if you enter at market, the trade will execute at the current available market price. So it means that this is a trade that once you execute, it goes straight away. At the exact price at which you clicked on the buy button, that is the price at which is going to enter the market. So this one, you don't have control over it, setting up a particular target entry point. So it means before you use market, you must be sure that the current price you are seeing there, you are comfortable with it. If you are not comfortable with it, then you have to either use limit or use stop limit so that you can have a, what do you call that? You can control at which point your trade will execute. Okay. So when you use market, you see that the only thing you can't even, there's no place where to enter price. The only thing that you can do is enter how much you want to trade with. So you enter how much you want to trade with. So once you enter the amount, say you want to trade with $10, I'm not having money in here. I was trying to move some money, but if I was to do that, we would have delayed. So that's why I'm not having money in here. All my things are in N, and that's the passive income aspect of Binance. And even if I unlock them today, it will take 3 days to come back into my spot wallet. So that's why there's no money here right now. But if you still get the point, it's not going to be theoretical. You still get the practical aspect of everything. So once you put the amount, you can now click on your buy order. So you can see you put the amount you want to buy. Then there's a buy ADA button. You just click on that. If I had money, it would have executed, but they're telling me I don't have insufficient. I have insufficient balance. So once you add money and you put the amount $10, it will execute. The other option is that imagine you have about $1,000 in your account. Instead of typing in the amount here, when you come below where I entered the amount, you see some percentages written there. You see 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So you can also use that to determine the percentage of your capital available or your liquidity available that you want to trade. If you have $1,000 and you want to trade with $500, that's 50% of your trading capital. So you can just click on 50% and they automatically calculate that 50% for you. Instead of you typing the amount, you just select the percentage and then they'll calculate the amount, and then after that you click on your buy button and it's market, so it will execute right away at the current market price. But assuming you want to set up a trade and then you want to control your entry point, instead of using market, you use limit. So limit allows you to set a price at which you want your price, you want your trade to execute. So usually with limit, you enter the limit price here. So the current price is 0.5346. But maybe because I'm buying, usually the rule is you buy low, you sell high. Okay, buy low, sell high. So because you want to buy at a lower price, and you are seeing that when we look at the candle, okay, you've seen that it's possible this thing can drop and come down to like 0.529. So you want to wait till it hits there before your price your trade will execute. So you can set up and see that you only buy when the price hits 0.529. And when it hits there, I want you to buy 10 other for me. Okay, so this trade will not execute until the price of other drops to 0.529. Then the price will execute. Okay, please, is this clear so far? So far, is this clear? Is anyone confused? If you are confused, let me.
To me.
All right. Is anyone confused? If you are confused, let me know. I can take it again.
It's clear.
It's clear. Nobody is confused. All right, then let's continue. Who is saying the host is not accepting me? There's no waiting room, so I don't know.
The question is using the previous link.
Because there's no waiting window, so there's nothing for me to accept. Someone can talk to him and guide him through. All right. So the difference between market and limit. Now, this is the thing. For me, I always prefer using stop limit now. And the reason why I like using stop limit is that, you see, if, especially if it's features, and you use limit, it's somehow the market follows the rule of buy low, sell high. So if you use limit and your limit price is, the current market price is say below your limit price, the moment you do it, the thing will execute. So assuming that maybe the prices has dropped so much and you only want that when the price rises to a certain limit and you are sure that the market is on a high trend, is taking a high trend again, that's the only time you want your trades to execute. I want to explain this very clearly for you to get it. So with limits, you are saying that when price, if you are buying, when price falls to a certain amount, buy. But what happens if the current price is already lower than the price you are setting? The moment the price is lower than your current price and you are setting up a buy limit order, most of the time it executes right away as if you are setting up a market trade. because it either buys at the price you've given for your limit or lower. And if you are selling, it sells at the price you are giving or higher. You sell at a higher price. So limit sometimes is disadvantageous. Okay, I think we are still having the same issue because I switched the host to my phone. So let's see if I switch it back. Please hold on. If I switch the host back to the PC, if we will still have that issue. Okay, I think this should take us out of the woods. So please hold on. Because I made my phone the host, I think the 14 minutes something set in. So let me see if it is possible to allow my phone to share without being the host. It's not possible. So we might still have to rejoin again. So it's unfortunate, but we have to rejoin again when this ends. If not, I can share from the phone. Okay. So we are here. So now I hope so far we all understand the markets and then the stop limit. So if we understand that I'm in market and limit, I'm not trying to give you the difference between a limit and a stop limit. So now what happens is that, like I was saying, in a limit, if you are setting up a buy order, any price below your limit order, your limit price, the trade will execute. So it becomes disadvantageous, assuming maybe, let's use ADA, and the price ADA drops to say 0.50. Okay, it drops to 0.50. And it is possible that it's going to dip further. But you don't want, so because you think it's going to dip further, you don't want to buy at that price. You don't want to buy at that price and then it will dip further and then you run into loss. But you have a target that, okay, maybe based on how you've read the chart, you know that if ADA should rise and cross 0.52, it's going to go on a high trend and you can take profit from there. So you only want the trade to execute if ADA rises back and crosses 0.52, then your buy order should execute. And then when it rises, you take your profit. In a case where you want to do that, you can't use limit, because the moment you use limit and you enter your 0.52 and the price of ADA is below 0.52, limit will execute straight away. So when you want to set up a trade like that, what you use is the stop limit. So with stop limit, you give a price that until that price is hit, nothing should happen. Even if I'm buying and I say I want to buy at 0.52 and the current price is 0.5, don't follow the rule of buy low, sell high and say because 0.5 is below my buy limit, the trade should execute. Stop limit will only execute unless it won't execute until a particular condition is satisfied. And that condition is your stop price. So if I want my trade to only execute when my price hits 0.52, I'll come to the stop where they say stop. That's the condition. So the condition is that if the price of ADA should hit 0.52, enter the market and buy for me at 0.529. Okay, and I want you to buy 10 ADA. Once you've done this, you click on buy. It will stay as an open order, but it won't execute. The only time it will execute is if the condition that you gave, which is the stop price, is satisfied, which is that until the price of ADA hits 0.52, this particular transaction will not execute. If it was limit order and you set this up and your price of ADA is below 0.52, any price below 0.52 and you just use limit order, the price is the market is going to, the transaction is going to execute. But when you use a stop limit and you give your condition, no matter how low the price is, that buy order will never execute until your condition you've given is satisfied. Please, is this clear to you? Is this clear? Let me know. Is this clear so far?
Somehow.
Please, can you go over?
Okay.
Please, it's clear.
It's clear to some people, it's not clear to some people, so I'll take that.
Yes.
So I think the main confusion is the difference between limit and stop limit, right? Because spot and limit, I think that one is clear.
Yes, please.
Okay. So like I said, stop limit, when market executes at the current market price, that one, there's no confusion about it. But if you want the price, you want that when the price of the coin drops below a certain price, then you enter the market. You use limit. So let me see if I can use the graph, the chart, and then explain something. So let's take something like this. So this is a chart showing the price of ADA in this movement. So now assuming that if it's market and I just put in the trade and click on buy, it will buy at the current market price. It's not going to wait for anything. But assuming that because I want to buy at a lower price so that I can get more profit when it rises, so I decide that I want to use limit. So I said current market price. Okay, so right now the price on the chart showing here is 0.536 thereabout. So if I use market order, it will buy right away at this price. At any price, the price at which the coin is, when I click on my buy button, is going to execute at that price. But if I want it to drop, I want to wait. So the price drops to say 0.529, which I think is the lowest price it can hit today. That's, I'm seeing based on your analysis. I'm not saying that's the case here. So if based on your analysis, you think that you would like to only buy if ADA should drop again back to its lowest point now, which is the 0.529, you can use limits to do that. Because you don't want, you will not be there watching the candle all over. Maybe you are busy. So you just set up the trade and you tell the trading platform that when the price of ADA drops to 0.529, buy ADA, 10 ADA for me at that price. So that is where you use the limit. So when you are using limits, so you just come, type in here the price at which you want that when it drops to, it should buy. Then you put it in there, put the amount of ADA you want to buy, or you can input the amount of USDT that you want to use to buy. Either ways, any of them. Then once you've put in the quantity, you click on buy. It will be hanging. This trade will be hanging because the price of ADA now is currently above your limit price. So it won't execute yet. Okay. But when if it should drop and hit your limit price, then that is when the trade will execute. Now to understand stop limit, let's go back to the chart. But I hope you understand the limit. So limit is clear so far, right? If limit is clear, then we'll have hope that when I explain stop limit, it makes sense. Is the limit clear?
Yes, please.
Those who are confused, I'm particularly interested in you. Is the limit clear to you? Caleb, is it Caleb GH? Initially was saying I should explain again. So Caleb, is it clear now?
Please, it's clear.
All right, okay. So that's limit. Now stop limits. I like stop limits because